Hi there, superstars. Hope everybody is doing well. I've had to do a double live tonight because our internet is still out from our power being out from the storm the other day. So if you didn't catch me on Instagram Live, then this information will be new and fresh. If you were just on Instagram Live, you may have already heard this. And so I apologize for any repetition. All right, going into the week ahead, I know what's on everyone's minds. You guys are worried about the election, right? Am I right? And you are also kind of maybe a little jet lagged from daylight savings time. So, daylight savings, remember, we fell back today, so we got an extra hour. I was excited about that. However, remember, it does have an effect on your health with daylight savings time, which is actually banned in Europe, by the way, in March of 2021. They're doing away with that. I didn't know that. But anyhow, I thought that was interesting. But there is concern that you lose cumulative sleep. You're not waking up with the sun, so that can affect your circadian rhythm, which in turn affects your metabolism. So all of this stuff is very connected. And, so we have to compensate for that. So some folks will get up in the morning, maybe use a sun lamp or something along those lines to help them wake up and help them kind of get into the rhythm and get their metabolism going. Others will go to bed a little bit earlier or make sure, I would recommend making sure your vitamin D is optimized. I think that's important as well. I'm getting a lot of hellos. Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are all doing really well and hanging in there no matter where you are. I know it's a interesting week ahead and everyone has sort of different emotions, but hang in there. I hope you all be okay and are safe and warm and well taken care of wherever you may be. Anyhow, back to daylight savings time. Does it bother you guys? Has anyone ever had an issue with it? But there is a movement to do away with it, but apparently there's a political story on the back end of not doing away with it. I'm not sure exactly what the reason is, other than maybe to keep businesses open and get people home, in daylight hours so that they're out and about more. I'm not sure. So, hello in Florida. Hope you guys are well there too, Cheryl. Hope you're doing okay. All right, how are you guys feeling about the election? Everyone okay? Any nervous jitters or anxiety? I know that I was talking about how in the 2016 election, there were so many cases of anxiety, patients getting upset or fearful or nervous to state their opinion or their view. It was just a really tough time, I think, for the country. So I think there's some hesitation again currently. But I would just remind you guys to really reach out to one another, to continue to emphasize the importance of community and to what made us all great, right? And our unity, our community, our acceptance, I think at the end of the day is what is going to help us with the way forward. So no matter what happens on Tuesday, Wednesday morning, keep that in mind. And hopefully we can get through this week together. I did post on, I believe, my Instagram and in your emails. If you haven't joined my email list, you guys should join. So head on over to drdaz.com and join my email list. You can join the tribe. And there you get free webinar links. You get discounts to a lot of my different products and courses and guides. And then you get guides delivered to your inbox every week. And along with great recipes too. So we're doing a lot to kind of make sure we're empowering everybody. But head on over there if you haven't joined the tribe and you'll get all that information. So I am getting a question right out the bat. Is it safe to go to the gym under this pandemic? So I've been going to the gym, just to be 100% transparent and honest. And partly that's due to my need for it mentally and also my insistence that our immune system is ultimately what makes a difference. And as long as you're distanced from folks and you're wiping things down and you're wearing your mask, I think you're going to be okay to go to the gym. So I have been going and I've been going probably since August, I think, and I haven't had an issue yet and haven't heard of any issues here in the Atlanta area, even though we've had, a high caseload. But as I've talked about over and over again, I expect caseloads to be high. This is a virus. It's a coronavirus. It's mutating some, to a certain extent, maybe even getting weaker. But it's going to be like the cold or the flu, where it's not going to magically just go away when something happens. It's going to be with us, and we're going to have to learn to adapt to it. So again, my immune system rules, remember those: optimizing your vitamin D, your vitamin C, your zinc, watching the amount of sugar you're getting in your diet, which is why like a holiday like Halloween can be challenging because we've all done more sugar than we normally do. And then getting consistent and plenty of sleep, I think, is important as well. So I have here the Defender. I think we've talked about that before. It's sort of my anger product because I wanted more emphasis on the immune system, not just on the virus itself. And that is sea, zinc, and astragalus, which is a Chinese herb, all together in one of my favorite combinations. So that's my answer to working out. I don't know if any of you have also worked out and what your experience has been like, but something to uh, that's sort of my approach on it, so to speak. Okay, moving on. We were talking about the election. I think you guys know that the election is this week. Election stress is real. Anxiety is real. I've got so many tools on my website. The anxiety guide. We're going to be doing meditations this week along with our tribe documents to help us get through whatever's ahead. But again, we got it. We can do it, and we'll move on to forwards. All right, I had just two studies today because so much right now in the news is on the election and on everything happening kind of globally, but two studies in particular I thought were important and relevant. One was on obesity and how there's an incredible link between being obese and having complications of COVID-19. And so remember, a BMI over 25 is considered obese, and we're having that issue with children, with adults, of all ages, especially here in the United States. So we really want to make a concerted effort to conquer this obesity crisis. So your BMI, everybody know what that is calculated based on your weight and height. But you know sometimes because you might have more abdominal weight, and that's one thing that's an indication that your BMI might be too high. So I'm going to encourage you guys all to encourage one another to stay healthy, to lose weight, to adopt healthy eating habits as we continue to try to understand essentially what is making our planet sick. And at the end of the day, it may be more our toxic load, the quality of our food and food additives, and not just a story about calories in versus calories out. So keep that in mind as we move forward, that weight and COVID are highly connected. We want to really own our health, take charge of our health, understand what it means to be healthy and manage weight so that we have less inflammation and can stay healthier no matter what virus pops up and shows up and we have to deal with. So that was one. The other one was talking about the impact of school closures on our children. Yes, our kiddos having a tough time with school closures, but this Educational Research Society found that children actually lost a great deal of academic gain in the 2019-2020 school year. They had lost in areas like reading and math, and there's concern that if there are continued school closures in 2020 and 2021, then those losses will continue. We know that London, for example, went into a second sort of watered down lockdown, but this time they kept schools open. Again, I'm going to stand for the fact that schools need to be open. They need to stay open. I think that is so incredibly important, and we need to have every concerted effort to do so, and try to figure out what we need to do to make that happen. So I know my two children have done much better being in school. I am not a fan of virtual learning. It's that hand to brain connection that's incredibly important and really helps to solidify memory and learning, and trying to learn off a screen is okay in limits, but certainly not an option long term. So those were the two studies that kind of came out this week that I thought were of interest, especially when it comes to COVID-19 and the implications it's had on all of us. Everything else was kind of more trying to find a vaccine, trying to find the right drug, trying to find stuff, and again, a continued debate on what really will work. I know what's going to work. Taking care of your immune system. So remember to continue to protect and guard your immune health. It is going to matter at the end of the day and make a difference in your outcomes with many of these different diseases. And if you need more information on that, download my immune support guide. It's on drtaz.com. We have a whole section of guides under the Learn tab, and you'll find all that information there on how to help your immune system and what you can do. So check that out if you guys have a moment. And then last little bit of news is we are back jump starting this week. Our jump start begins. Today was a prep day. The jump start is about losing weight, but more importantly about resetting maybe habits that have come up out of stress or anxiety, like a week like election week, where you might be, especially coming off Halloween, where you might be eating more sugar or junky foods or high salt foods. I know we are all guilty of that. So jump starting, just kind of cleaning house, is always helpful to remind us of what we really need to be doing. and how to control some of those cravings. And in the process, you usually lose a little bit of weight too. So it's a 10-day jumpstart. You can go onto my site, drtaz.com, go into the shop. You'll see all the jumpstart materials. It includes things like a mind body weight loss journal, helps you to write a mission statement for yourself, along with a recipe book and meal planning so that you can track exactly what you should and should not be doing. So join me on the Jumpstart. So I'm officially doing it because I've been snacking, I think, a little bit more, taking in probably more sugar than I need to be. But hey, that's what these things are for. And best of all, if you are a part of my tribe, you can join my private Facebook group where we will be talking about tips and hacks all throughout the next 10 days and, supporting one another and building community. And it's been really fun. We did it back in early August, and really it was amazing to see how everyone modified things and did things coming out of the pandemic to get themselves healthy as they were doing the jump start. And it was just so much fun, and lots of recommendations from different folks too, in addition to just what's in here. So join the Jumpstart if you have not done so. Join my tribe. Lots going on. Election week ahead. I'll be thinking about everybody. We got this. We're in this together. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay super powered. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you for joining me. And hopefully we'll have internet again by next Sunday night. So we'll get one massive feed and get everyone's questions answered so you guys all know what's on your minds. All right. Take care, guys. I'll see you.